ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Dude, you're awesome and clueless. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends figure review on the Marvel Legends Infinite Series 2015 Spider-Man Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave Superior Venom. If you're trying to pick up this and you can't get it right!
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
If I remember right, it was a very short-lived moment that we saw Superior Venom over here, but it's looking kind of cool already. And on the side you can see Spidey right there, and on the back you can see Superior Venom. There's a read-up. If you want to read it, pause it now. Here's the other figures from the wave. Then there's Spidey again. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Superior Venom out of the packaging. And not a bad figure. Very obscure, I think, because this was only in the comics for a very short time. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't have time to go back and reread the comics. But I do have the Amazing Spider-Man comics where Superior Spider-Man turned into Superior Venom, which is Otto Octavius's consciousness inside Spider-Man or Peter Parker's body. And then, you know, Peter just hovering around like a ghost, like watching all this stuff go down. It was kind of funny. But anyway, the figure itself looking very cool. We get these nice tendrils over here. They reused the Spider-Man body mold, which I don't think was the best choice. I remember Superior Spider-Man looking much larger. Even in these pictures right here, you can see he looks pretty big. So I don't know if this smaller figure really represents that well. But anyway, let's take a closer look at this. I've detached these 4 tendrils that come with the figure, and I think these are pretty cool. I do wish they had bendy wires in them though. Just disappointed over that. Because, you know, the excuse in the past is that, you know, the tail or whatever hasn't been too thick for them to use that. But these should be thick enough where you could put a bendy wire in there. Come on. But they are sculpted nicely. You can see the nice texturing from the goopiness right over here. And then you get this very cool midnight blue colored plastic for this figure, which I think is a great choice. And it's pretty consistent throughout. So these are all individually sculpted. You know, there's just subtle differences about them. But, you know, they all have the same characteristics to them. Really cool thing is that they have their individual shapes where they port into the back of the figure. This one's shaped kind of like the Superman symbol, right? But yeah, they all have their own shapes over here. So you just port it in accordingly. And then you can see on the back, they did use the Spider-Man body mold and they just added this piece right here. I think I could peel it off if I wanted to heat this up. It looks like there's some glue underneath there because it doesn't just pop off super easy for me. I didn't really try really hard. I don't want it to be easy to detach. I kind of want it to be firm in there. So I like having these things attached here. So you can see all the shapes right over there. See, this guy goes right all the way up here. You can see how it kind of contours to the connecting point. So I think that works very well. Anyway, we got this piece right over here. You can just plug that right in. So that's looking pretty good. The downside for this is I don't really like how these are displayed over here. I don't think that looks that cool, but you can interchange them and switch them around as you like. So I like putting this shorter set of tendrils at the bottom over here. And even though you're kind of like forcing it and it doesn't really fit there perfectly at all, and it'll pop off on you because, you know, it's not matching the shape or whatever, but you do have that option and it'll stay there, you know. I could shake it around for a little while. Eventually they'll fall off, but yep, staying in there pretty good actually. So, oh, there it goes. Now the head sculpt on this figure is very good, but I'm especially impressed with the deco on this. The paint just looks fantastic. You get all these purposely made squiggly lines throughout on this guy. And I like how the paint came out around his eye and everything. Lit on the back of the head. That looks really good. Again, I like that midnight blue plastic that they used. Works out very well with this white. I'm looking at the side of the face over there. Yeah, that's awesome. Just the paint on this thing is really one of the more impressive things for me. It's not 100% perfect. You can see some gappage right over there. But it's definitely an improvement since we've seen the Agent Venom figure. You know, seeing how many times we see the black bleed through over here. It's just repeatedly throughout on this. But on this one, it's not so bad. It's only this spot right here and then right underneath right there. Makes me want to paint that myself a little bit because they almost nailed it, but not quite. And looking up over here, this looks really good too. All the squiggly lines and everything look great. This is actually not a joint right over here. It looks like they may have missed the paint on purpose because that might be a rubbing point. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for them or anything like that, but it just kind of makes sense to me because you could kind of hear some friction right there. What makes me not think it's laziness is that the paint really goes all the way inside right there, and I think that's awesome. And then same thing with this joint right over here. As I lift this back, the paint is all the way through inside. Now as far as paint goes on the rest of the figure, there's not much else going on except for just the red paint right here on the forearms. These hands right here look like they're the same hands from Spidey 2099, but for some reason the fingernails didn't really come out on this figure. You can see they're kind of rounded off over there. there. This guy, they're just a little bit more pointier. I could just feel a little bit more sharpness. Looking at the rest of it, there's nothing new except for these patas. Yeah, we get those superior toenails. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. We could have seen these toes on a different figure before. They do look a little familiar to me. Then looking at the bottom of the feet over here, you can see we still have the peg holes. And then here's one last look at the back of the figure. Now, I've heard about some people having trouble with these tendrils falling off somewhat easily, so I'm going to do the articulation with them on there. The head can move up very far. I like that. That looks pretty good. You can move it downwards a lot too. You get side to side movement over here. Tiny little bit of neck pivot. We get an armpit joint, as I showed. Oh, there goes one. And that moves in and out very nicely. You do get the shoulder joint that moves all the way outward. You can move it forward, bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that move all the way in. You do get a wrist swivel, and then it hinges up and down over here. Doesn't move down as well as I'd like it to. Ah, there it goes. Okay, just gotta try a little harder. You get an ab crunch, moves forward, moves back, waist swivel, hips move out only that much. You can kick forward very high, moves back very far, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankles move down, up, and he does have ankle pivot. Superior Venom standing a little over 6.5 inches tall. And then here's Superior Venom next to Agent Venom and Superior Spider-Man. You can see these guys do have the same exact legs. Then here's Superior Venom next to the Pizza Spider-Man, and then we have a shirtless Kraven over here. And I'm showing off this shirtless Kraven because I think they should have used this Grim Reaper body mold. I think that would have been more suiting for Superior Venom. Then here's Superior Venom next to the other figures from the wave that I've already reviewed. All we have left is Scarlet Spider and then the Build-A-Figure Rhino. And then here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Now I've mixed up the tendrils once again over here. So I have one of the longer ones up top, short one right there, and then short one and then long one right there. So that's cool that you can mess with this. I like display options. And the figure's not too bad. It's just that this was just such a short-lived moment with the Superior Venom over here that I'm going to be surprised that there's a ton of people lining up to drop 23 bucks on this, you know? I just don't see a whole lot of people going crazy for it. Most people are going to see it as a not Venom figure. Whoop. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my review. If you did, hit the like button. Click any of these boxes over here for more Shart in your face. Check out my Patreon account. Your help is much appreciated. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and go to marvelousnews.com for the latest in Marvel-related news. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Then here's our Superior Venom next to Agent... No, wait.